there's a lot of things, if people aren't paying attention to the Orioles 24/7, that's one thing. But is there an aspect to the game that maybe we're not highlighting enough that's adding to that success? Because we know the pitching is there. Obviously, Adley Rutschman's becoming a guy that has been a star from the beginning. You mentioned Gunnar Henderson. What's an aspect of the game that people maybe aren't talking about enough?
It's the small acquisitions, and no one batted an eye over the offseason. Ryan O'Hearn has the best OPS on the team, and he had to fight for a spot in spring training, and he still didn't get that spot. And when you look at him, he reminds me of Johnny Gomes when he first came up with Tampa Bay and was sent back down. And Johnny said, I will be so obnoxious. My numbers are going to be so good that I'm the minor league player on your minor league spotlight on the video board every night. I'm not coming back down. Ryan O'Hearn is that guy. And he said it to us straight faced. There's no joking about it. He said, no, I'm not going back down. This is my spot. I'm staying in the big leagues. I deserve it. And the numbers have shown. He put the Orioles up again last night before the Phillies came back for their walk-off in the bottom of the ninth. And he's been great at first base. The picks have been unreal. He knows how to read that pitching staff. And with Ryan Mountcastle dealing with that vertigo, they could have seriously faltered had they not had somebody like O'Hearn to step into that spot. And I think that's somebody who realizes for the first time, he came to this clubhouse and he said, I've never been on a competitive team because it's always been Kansas City. And he never took that for granted for 1 minute. Now that he gets to be with that team, he's not letting that go for anything. I mentioned James McCann. This is a guy who's going to start earning more playing time. They're going to back off of Rutschman a little bit. He's had some overuse. McCann is second in the league in caught stealing, only behind Gabriel Moreno, who's the everyday catcher. That's saying something that he has not lost his edge at all. His pop time, his arm is fantastic. His framing, his pitch calling ability, everything about guiding, especially some of these younger pitchers like Grayson Rodriguez. It's so wonderful. You thought it couldn't get better than Robinson Chirinos coming in last year, and somehow it does. He just blends in so seamlessly. I mentioned Gibson, another guy. He wasn't this huge pick of the starting pitcher free agent market, but he was big enough. They put up the money to get him, to take him away from Philly. And again, another guy, he's a veteran, but he acts like he's 25. He's the leader of all of these celebrations they're doing. And we could keep going on from there. Aaron Hicks, who is out hitting all of the Yankees right now since he's come to the Orioles. Now he's injured at the moment, but I mean, these are guys that just don't miss a beat because they come in and it's easy to grasp how this organization ultimately wants to operate. And I actually asked Hicks before he got injured that morning of, I said, what is the difference for you? You're singing in the dugout. You're dancing in the clubhouse. You're taking these free swings. And he said with New York, everything was under a microscope of results-based. So it was that at bat. It was a failure if it wasn't a hit. In the whole game, it's under a microscope. It's results, results, results. And he said, you get so overwhelmed and over-focused on that you forget that in order to be successful, you do actually have to enjoy the game. You have to enjoy playing it because it's a game. And coming back to the Orioles, getting that chance to have that balance where results matter, but there's pieces around it that matter too. That's been everything for him.